Hello students, today we're going to talk about graphing. So this will be our next step in dealing with algebraic expressions. Okay, so let's talk about the coordinate grid. First off, one of the things that I need you to be able to do is identify all the parts of a coordinate grid. Okay, so the first thing that we need to look at is this point right here in the center. And what is this point called? Well, it has a location of 0, 0, and we call it the origin. Okay, because that's where everything starts. That's where every coordinate begins, is that origin. Now that origin is the place where these two lines intersect. So what are these two lines called? They're called axes. Okay, so this one right here is called the x-axis. And the up and down one, the vertical one, is called the y-axis. Okay. So when we're looking at this coordinate 0, 0, the first number talks about its direction on the x-axis. The second point talks about the direction up and down on the y-axis. Now this coordinate grid is divided into 4 sections called quadrants. Okay, this first one, the one right up here, is called quadrant 1. Okay, the second one over here is called quadrant 2. The one bottom left is called quadrant 3. And bottom right is called quadrant 4. And we always identify those with Roman numerals. Now what we put on this graph or coordinate grid are coordinates. So we've got 2 points identified on this graph and we want to look at their coordinates. So this coordinate right here is going to be 3 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how did I get that? Well, we start at the origin, which is right here. Okay, and the first thing we have to do is we've got to go right or left. Okay, so from this origin, I'm going to go right 3, and then I'm going to go up 7. And that's where my 3, 7 comes from. So every coordinate on this grid is going to have 2 numbers. It's going to have an x number and it's going to have a y number. Okay, so this second point right here, well, to go from the origin, every point starts at the origin, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places, but it went to the left. So that means it's a -5. And then it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our coordinate is -5, +5. Okay, so the coordinates in the quadrant 1 are always going to be positive, positive. Okay, because we'll have 2 positive numbers. The ones in quadrant number 2 are going to be a negative value and then a positive value. Because the x value is going to be negative, the y value is going to be positive. Those in quadrant 3 are going to be negative, negative. Okay, and my computer's messing up there. That's why it kind of got funky there. Okay, so negative, negative. Okay, because it's going to go left and down. And then the ones in quadrant 4 are going to go right, which is positive, and then down, which is negative. So those are going to be the types of coordinates that you're going to have on this coordinate grid. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to do one of those little dots-to-dot pictures. Okay, so I'm going to give you a set of coordinates and you're going to graph those. Okay, so everybody's going to get one of these kind of things right here. They're going to get a set of coordinates and they're going to get a graph. Okay, now my graph's kind of small, but I think it'll do okay for what I need you to see. So for those of you that have done these, it says plot the ordered pairs and connect them with a straight line as you plot. So this first one is 7, 2. So we just start here and all these points right here we're going to connect. And then we're going to pick our pencil up and then we're going to start a new line. Okay, so we start at 7, 2, so that means I'm going to go right 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 2, and I'm going to put a dot. Okay, then I'm going to go 9, 2, so that's going to go here 7, 8, 9, 9, 2, and so then I'm going to connect those two with a line. Then it says 9, 4, and we'll connect those two with a dot. Then it says 7, 4, I'm going to connect those two with a line there, and then back to 7, 2. Okay, so I made a box with that first one. And then we'll pick up our pencil and we'll start a new one. So the next one is -1, 0. Now if it's got a 0, that means I don't go anywhere and the point will be right there on the axis itself. And then it says 1, 0, which is over here, so I connect those two. And then 0, 4. Well, 0, 4 says I'm going to go right or left, none, but I'm going to go up 4. Right there, and then I'm going to connect those. And then -1, 0 is back to this one. So now I made a square and I made a triangle, and then we keep going. Now, you may think that my picture is going to be this. Well, do you see the triangle or do you see a square? No, it's not going to be this. Okay, so you're not going to be able to guess what this is until we're all done. Okay, so this is for a grade, and this is what I want you to work on for the remainder of class. Okay, so just continue graphing those points. If you mess up, I don't have extra graphs, so please be very careful and make sure that you do this in pencil so that you can erase those lines if you need to. And then as you go, if you want, you can cross those out, but don't cross them out too darkly to be able to see what those numbers were in case you messed up. Okay, now as I said, this is for a grade. Okay, if you just do the lines, it's worth 100 points if you do it correctly. If you color it, you get 10 extra points on it, so you could get 110 for this particular assignment. So this is one opportunity for a few bonus points for this next 6 weeks. Okay, so enjoy graphing. Make sure you come up with a picture, and I will collect them tomorrow whenever I come back to class. Okay, so I'll talk to you later.